Are you wasting your time and money on inefficiencies in the business? Are sales down and lead conversion rates are low? Are you having problems building or maintaining inventory levels? What does it really take to win in the automotive industry?
Get the cars that make sense for your store rather than just wishing at an auction, so it gives you that better control.
With over 25 years of experience, Daryl the Wolf Steed isn't just another industry voice. He's the guy who's out there solving real problems for dealers just like you.
They'll even say in the Pacific Northwest where you're at that it's a tougher market. It's, it's tougher to find cars. The market's a little bit softer. And in the midst of all this, your turn doubled and your profit's up 75%.
Yes.
The truth hurts only when it should. Are you ready to hear the truths? Daryl is here to unpack the hard truths and the proven strategies that will take your dealership from struggling to soaring. And he is taking it all in the streets, with real talk, open dialogue, unfiltered conversations. This is the podcast series, Street Smarts, powered by SmartWolf Consulting.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Street Smarts, powered by SmartWolf Consulting. I wanted to let everybody know we are broadcasting from Denver, Colorado, the home of the Nuggets and the Denver Broncos. Neither teams that I'm a big fan of, but listen, we're in their city. Let's give them a shout out and let them know that, hey, they're appreciated. Let's just sit there and join in and start the conversation. Give me 1 second, guys, because I am actually trying to put some comments out there so that if people want to join, so give me just a hot second. Come join the convo. Okay, here we go. I got that out there. All right. So you guys, we're in Denver, Colorado. March is pretty much at the end. We have 5 days left. Okay, not even a full calendar week. And I wanted to sit there and think about this. Have you thought about, we're done with the first quarter of 2025. It's gone. It's over. See you later. We're out. Okay. I thought that was interesting because 3 months have gone. Where did it go? A lot of interesting things have happened. The market's changing. And the other part of this headline, which we're going to spend some time on, and then we're going to just talk about what's upcoming and kind of give just a real rundown, guys, of what to expect, how's it going, where you could find new information, how can you get started today and win. But, I wanted to start with, April is 5 days away, right? So then we get to April 1st. Okay. So let's see who has the best April Fool's joke. Okay. It's always great to put a little gag on people and, have a little fun that day. So, but April 2nd is an interesting day, guys. If you didn't see the breaking news, and I know everybody had their fingers crossed, their toes crossed, and God knows whatever else crossed, is that these tariffs weren't going to happen. The automobile tariffs are coming into action starting April 2nd, 25% on all vehicles made outside of the United States. And I thought that was a very interesting topic. I wanted to I'm going to sit there and talk about it for a few minutes, but I hope I just put a link into Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. It's a join link. You join in, we'll get you on the stage. I would love to hear different people's opinions, what they think is going to happen, and just kind of round this out and see, who else is thinking about this. But we'll start with mine. I'm excited. I am excited about these tariffs, guys. I think these tariffs have been long forgone that needed to happen for a couple different reasons, right? We need to push the agenda to bring jobs back to America. But more importantly is I'm a used car guy. Okay. I love used cars. Okay. And I love every new car once it's sold because now it's going to become a used car. And I think this positions used cars for what we're seeing, some of the highest compression ever in history in the used car cycle, is that this positions us to actually regain some possible profitability. It brings in that side of where you're going to see buyers looking more at the used because affordability of new was already starting to get out of reach, but now we're landing tariffs, which can affect the values from what they're saying, $4,000 to $10,000, depending on the segment and vehicle. And so I really wanted to round that out and first talk about jobs. Now, I could be a complete kook. I could be completely wrong. I doubt it because I've read enough articles about this, for it, against it, and everything else. Oddly enough, these 25% tariffs, if we move business back in the United States, even with cost of production and everything else, it would be cheaper for them to produce them here than the tariffs that they're going to have to pay, which still would increase affordability. But we have to start asking ourselves, and we have to start asking our manufacturers, when's enough enough? How much money do you need to make? And then don't you need to become more efficient? Like we talk about in the auto industry all the time, like it's the buzzword of the century, right? Is AI and becoming more efficient and effective. Shouldn't we be expecting that the same thing out of the manufacturers? Shouldn't you become more effective? You can't tell me it costs that much to make a car when outside of a couple of vehicles that you're not producing anything that's that much more technologically advanced than the last 5 to 10 years. So when you think about that, is maybe manufacturers need to take a little haircut. Maybe $5 billion a year in profits enough. You don't need 10. But when you think about that, is like that could bring more jobs in. It could balance out cycles of dependency on vehicles. But the other side of it is if we know that people are going to stop looking at the new cars because of affordability, well, the only way they're going to keep those eyeballs on there is by reducing the level of MSRPs and what they're selling for. Because how many people can continue to afford the payment that we're seeing coming out of dealerships on new cars? And let's just find out. Let's just see. So right now in 2024, based on Experian data, so trusted as you may, right, the average car payment is $742 for the Q4 of 2024, which is over the last 5 years, $300 more than where the payments were 5 years ago. So that's interesting to me, right? If we stay on this track, the average payment's going to be over $1,000 in 5 more years, right? And can you afford $700, $800, $900, $1,000 a month, not to mention insurance? So when you think about that, is if affordability has already become an issue with new cars, well, then people are going to look at used cars. Now, the good news is used cars have seen a compression because they can only sell for so much, and we have to pay this much to get certain segments. However, if this thing creates an even bigger affordability problem, well, then guess what's going to end up happening, guys? People are going to go to used cars, and those values are going to inflate a little bit, which means the profit margins are going to be able to be a little bit there. Yep, so is the demand, which means you're going to have to pay up. But you should be able to raise up kind of what we saw in COVID, is that you could sell them for more than what the typical value was. They actually appreciated in value due to the lack of ability to get new cars. Well, there may be the ability to have new cars, but if they're not affordable, it's no different than if they can't produce them. So when you think about that, a couple things would have to change. Used cars have the opportunity to really thrive and kind of get a little lift, a much needed lift in today's economy. The other thing that could happen is manufacturers could get their head out of their ass and bring back some really aggressive leasing cycles so that we could really build back up the market and people could have an affordable option to have a new car. Now, I get it. If they do these really low residuals, they don't make as much money, or if they don't value the car right, then they could take it in the shorts on the way back. Well, one way or the other, they're going to take it in the shorts. So, it's almost the hope and pray method, right? Like get people in those leases and hope that the market stabilizes itself, or, that people just don't be able to buy your car, because who can afford a $70,000 entry-level car, $60,000 entry-level car? Hell, I just went and saw a sedan, and when you get it fully loaded, could be $50,000 for a basic import vehicle. We're not even talking about like Highline, Mercedes, Lexus, or anything like that. No, we're talking just a standard import type of vehicle. $50,000 for a vehicle, like a car, a sedan? Guys, get out of here. That's crazy. So I'm pretty excited about tariffs. I think it was a much needed thing to where we can stop depending on bringing all the vehicles in and either create jobs. But then when it comes to used cars, super excited. Now, the reason I wanted to pivot into that, just had the opportunity. And Jason Harris, shout out to him. Shout out to Jordan Cox. These are two of the most professional guys in the industry, and probably the nicest to boot. We just did the first Game Changers event, and I'm going to tell you it was a game changer, okay? We were down in Anaheim, California at the Angels Stadium. We definitely got to see all of it, like it's the first event. So like anything, right? We got to get the little, kind of feeling ourselves out of there. We had 4 great speakers, Alex from Podium, Brett from talking about CTV, and doing that screen engagement when you're at your house, which I will tell you guys, that is something everyone should look at, but they need to look at the right companies, because whether it's sales, acquisition, everything else, I can tell you right now, when people are sitting there, a lot of research, a lot of engagements coming from the mouse on your couch in your house. And so if you've got that big screen, you got on those streaming services, that's where you want to be. You want to be in front of those people. You want to be in front of their mobile, right? Be where your people are at. I got to speak about used car acquisition and, some case studies that we've had, some dealers that we're helping with SmartWolf Consulting, and some new dealers that we've brought on. Let's give a shout out to Northside Auto Sales. They have one of the most engaged owners and GMs I've met in my life. This guy, we have a 10-minute conversation. He's in the lab figuring out how he's going to maximize this, and we're already seeing the trajectory forward from where they were at. Super excited to see what's going on with those guys. Let's also give a shout out to the Fitzgerald Auto Group. We just now had our setup call today. These guys are pumped. They're ready to go. And I'm going to be 100% honest. Okay, if you're in their area, up in that upper East Coast, okay, you should be worried, okay, because in about 90 days from now, if you didn't have it together, okay, they're coming after you, because Fitzgerald's here to stay, and they want to take care of that consumer, and they want to grow their used car department. So I'm pretty excited about these 2 new accounts. We've got 7 new accounts going, and everybody's already seen action. And that's kind of what I wanted to come on here for. I can't believe no one's jumped in yet. This is so ridiculous. But guys, 3 months have went through by the start of the year. I thought about this, right? Because I've talked to quite a few dealers, right? Just talked to, I think, 40 of them yesterday. And everyone's like, well, we've been thinking about it. We've been talking about it. Like, we don't know what we're going to do. We kind of do it. We kind of do this. Guys, there's no such thing as halfway pregnant or kind of anything. You either do or you don't. And if you think you're kind of doing it, then you're not doing it. You might be tripping over some things. You might be coincidentally like falling into some opportunities, but you're not really doing it. And so when I wanted to really jam you up and kind of just like put it out on the table is, why are we continually talking and thinking about it, guys? April's upon us. Tariffs have come. The market's getting tighter and tighter. Used cars, the industry has spoken. The manufacturer does not care about your bottom line, which means you now have to take control and stop doing what you've always done. When I say stop doing what you've always done, and I'm going to see if I can pop up in this slide. Let's see. Nope, I don't have it. So I'm going to get this real quick. But when we think about, like, when we say stop doing the things you've always done is, guys, what are we doing when we want to talk about it and think about it? And we constantly want to, like, we have to sit there and actually say, no, it's time to start doing it. We got to do it, guys. Like, we have to get into the action. We have to start the conversation, and we've got to get in front of our customers and tap the use, because if we want to grow our market, if we want to grow our store, if we want to do all the things we tell our people we want to do, guys, we're going to grow. We want to sell more cars. We want to make more money. Well, the only way that's happening, and you can convince yourself otherwise, but the only effective way that's happening is if you take control of your results right now. Like, you've got to go and, like, you've got to build your used car department. You've got to make sure that you're ready to go. And the reason why is so that you can get enough inventory in there to where then the trades come in. You grow your service, that you make profit in different ways that you do measure now, but you don't measure on the scale that you could to get the opportunity to grow. And so when you think about this, used cars, it's ready, guys. There's no like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? It is available. It's ready. It's right there for you. And all you have to do is say, look, it's time to start. This is coming up right now. There you guys can go. Break free from the status quo, right? Question of the day. Why are we continuing to do what doesn't work or that hasn't been effective to us? And when I say that, I heard at least 20 times in the last week was, well, guys, this is what we're doing. And they're like, well, we're like, we'll make it work. We're just kind of struggling through. We don't have the people. We don't know how to start. And it was funny. I was on this entry call today with the Fitzgerald Auto Group, and I'm going to give it. I got to give flowers to everybody that acknowledges how to get better. And we ask 3 questions in every setup call. And you guys should ask yourself this right now. Okay. What's working in your store? Something you do better than anybody else. I mean, incredibly well. Okay. So we're going to put that in the comments, right? What is working in your store? Okay. What's working? All right. You ask yourself that. Okay. And you got to think about it and go like, what are you really good at? And don't lie to yourself and think you're good at something. And this isn't something that you're good at, but no one else in your store is good at. What is something that is working? Everyone's doing it. You are crushing it. Okay. So think about that. Now, the next question is, what is something that we need to improve on? Like, we have to acknowledge where we're not great, okay? What is something we need to improve on? Okay? Ask yourself that question. Write it down, okay? Now, here's the big one. What's something we need to eliminate today, this moment, this hour, right away, that is keeping us from getting where we want to go? Where is it? What is it? Okay. What do we need to eliminate? Okay. And it was funny. So a lot of people didn't want to answer that last question on the call. And I thought it was great because that just shows you no one wants to really talk about the things that we know we're not doing well, because it's hard to admit like, hey guys, we know we're not doing this, but no one wants to take credit for that. No one wants to take credit for the failures. And I think that's where we get stronger, is accepting the failures, eliminating them, and moving past them. And then, you know, the main guy in charge, okay, he comes on and goes like this, and he tells the working, he tells the things we need to improve on. But then he says, we need to eliminate today, right now, the excuses and all the reasons why we're not successful. Let me say that again, guys. He says we need to eliminate the excuses and all the reasons why we're not successful or why we can't do what we've been talking about doing. And I thought that really tied into March coming into an end. April tariffs are coming. Is how many of you guys out there, used car managers, GMs, directors, CFOs, CEOs, it doesn't even matter if you're in the auto industry. This cuts across every business line you can imagine, to where you constantly talk about it. You strategize to it. You think about it. You have meetings upon meetings upon meetings, and then it's like death by meeting. And if you don't know what that means, Patrick Lencioni writes a whole series of books. You should read every single one of them. But death by meeting, one of the greatest. And then you're having meetings about the meeting. And what it ends up coming down to is that you just haven't figured out the one reason that you need to just say yes and start acting. You've become an analysis by paralysis machine. You're analytical to death. And you're trying to think of every reason why this won't work, rather than just saying get started and work through the things that get in your way, so that you can then power through those and finally start seeing the other side of success. So when you think about that, I think this is a real challenge to everybody right now. The market, the industry is, what are we doing, okay, to get started today, right now? What are you doing? What am I doing? Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing, guys. I am going to be speaking all across the country. I have calls upon calls scheduled for the next, 10 days. And then I'm going to take 10 days off, guys. That's right. I'm going to take 10 days off. And when I say off, I'm still working. But I am going to be taking my wife out to Switzerland. It is a bucket list dream of hers. And it's the least that I can do for my wife, to provide her something that is something she's always wanted to do in her life. And so we're going to go share that experience together. When I come back, it is gangbusters. But mind you, when I'm in Switzerland, just to tell you how dedicated I am to my customers, okay, 2 of the days we're there, I mean, I'm not spending the whole day on them, but I'm doing the calls that we have set up. We're doing the trainings. We're keeping those dealers on track because, listen, at the end of the day, okay, we've got to get everybody out there that's decided to put their faith in me ready for this selling opportunity, right? We've got to get more inventory. We've got to beat the stores that aren't doing anything. But I am going to enjoy my time on those other days. And then we're going to come back, and by the end of May, okay, the clients that I have in my roster right now, all of them are going to see an increase. We've got some great content. We've got the academy rolling. I think we have 50 people in the academy right now. And I haven't heard anything but really like these videos, great insights. So it's really awesome to hear that. If you're looking to just get something to where you're like, hey, you know what, Daryl, I don't want to have meetings because I don't want the death by meeting. Hey, I get it. You know what? Give me a call, get you signed up for the academy. And then it's a self-learning course, and it gives you all the lesson plans and everything else for the foundation. No deep dive stuff, but at least the foundation, right? So I've eliminated all those excuses of Why can't you get started today? There's 4 or 5 different options, and I'm going to go over a couple of them just to kind of tell you what's different about me. I'm a consultant that does variable deals, right? So yeah, there's a base to everything, right? You got to pay for the knowledge. But if we're going to win together. So I do variable deals. I do different timelines. I don't do short term, but I do different timelines because it takes time to build this the right way. And I don't want to leave anybody in a short term situation and then all of a sudden that they fail and then they're like, you know what? We feel that was a mistake. It's never a mistake. Okay. But guys, you got to get started today. I put 3 questions out there. What's working in your store? What's something you need to improve on? And what's something you have to eliminate today? And I think the best answer came from this group today is you got to eliminate the excuses, the overthinking, and all the reasons why this is going to be a problem or not work. Just get started. Everything in your store didn't work when you first started doing it, but you didn't overthink it. You got started, you worked through it, and you got good at it. This is no different, guys. Today's the day, March 26th, okay? You can hit me up on any other platform you want, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can hit me up on here, YouTube. You can hit me up on there, okay? You can hit me up on email. You can hit me up on my cell phone, okay? I'm ready to go, okay? We can put an agreement in place in less than an hour, and we can have you started by tomorrow, okay? That's how quick we could have this done. You know what? We can start you tonight if you want to. We'll burn the midnight oil and get the foundation going. So I'm really passionate about this and I want to let you know, but we have some other things that we want to hit. So let's remove this from the studio and let's bring up the next thing because this, guys, is fantastic. Is that it? Nope, that was the one we just did. Disregard. Okay, so present and we're going to share the screen. That's what we're going to do. Yep, share screen. All right, game changer. Nope, game changer. Here we go. Here it is. Guys, take a look, okay? There's Jason Harris right there. Look at that good-looking son of a bitch right there, okay? Here's your dates, okay? Here's the dates of all the events, okay? We just did March 25th, Angel Stadium, Dodgers. Congratulations. I'm not a Dodgers fan, but listen, Connie is an absolute wonder. Okay, they beat the Angels. April 23rd, you're not going to want to miss it. Minute Maid Park, Astros versus Blue Jays. Going to be an absolute screamer. Great event. Okay, speakers, learning, and you're going to get to network with all kinds of industry titans. May 12th, okay, you can join me again. I won't be at the April 23rd event because, again, I'm going to Switzerland, and I'll be back like a day before that or 2 days before that. Then Arlington, okay, this one's a little tough, but, guys, don't miss it. Global Life Field, it is the Monday after Mother's Day. That's how you're going to remember it. It is the Monday after Mother's Day, okay, Rangers and Rockies. Okay, we're going to have some innovative speakers. We're going to be networking, talking about how we can get this going. But I really want to talk about this event right here. This is May 12th. Okay, by May, guys, if you wait that long to get started and like wanting to tackle used car acquisition and really get serious about it, you've left yourself such a small window before Memorial Day, and we are in full selling season. So, you know, you got March 25th. Today's the day, but man, maybe you get it done by early next month. That's okay too. Give yourself enough bandwidth to get something going so that you don't miss all the selling season because you fall behind because you don't have enough inventory. Then we got May 20th. Okay, we're in my neck of the woods. Okay, we'll be in San Francisco, California, Oracle Park, Giants and Royals. Okay, that is going to be an evening game, guys. So I'm going to just tell you right now, if you're coming to that, bring a light coat because it doesn't matter what time of year that is. It's cold. You get that ocean breeze and it's a little chilly. June 19th, guys. This one, I mean, how can you go wrong? We're in Miami. Okay, Marlins, Phillies, Lone Depot Park. Okay, right there in the heart of it. Okay, again, 4 different speakers, really getting into it. And then we're wrapping up the Game Changer Seminar season, okay, in Tampa Bay, okay? In good old Tampa, Devil Rays versus the Blue Jays, Tropicana Field. If you've never been to that baseball field, man, it is delightful. It's great, but it's going to be September, so packed, ready for humidity, okay? Action-packed of all fire, all heat, and all humidity. But I want to share that with you guys because in all fairness, okay, don't miss out on these events, okay? If you want to come to one of them, okay, let me know. We'll get you in contact with the guys. You could also get a hold of Jason Harris and Jordan Cox if one of these areas fit you. And you guys should come and learn. There's not just going to be about used car acquisition. We had people talking about AI. I know. It's my favorite word. I mean, I can't with AI because there's just too many iterations that are absolute bullshit. And then there's a couple good ones. So don't be scammed by the ones that are using the stuff that's been around for 30 years. But the Podium Group, they've been around. They got big language models. They're doing a great job, and I will fully endorse what they're doing when it comes to sales models and everything else. And they've got some unique integrations that will really help that model. But then we had Brett Hall with, doing stuff with CTV and like the mechanism of like what you would think TV is, but no, it's on streaming and over the top engagement, and that has really grown and actually now can show attribution. So you've got like stuff like that we're talking about. You're talking about Allison Rank with Scala. I want to say the other company, but it's Scala. And that's great because you're talking about the dynamic advertising with TVs and screens and all those things that can engage store when they're in your store. Because part of it, guys, is we got to get the customer to you, right? We got to do better at that for sure. But then we need to make sure that when they're there, that experience is life changing, right? Like they're never going anywhere again, and that's what she helps with, right? Really creating that connection with how you get that engagement once they're there. So lots of different people, lots of different insights, different speakers at different events. So you're always going to learn something new, and so there's no excuse. Oh, wait, I forgot one more. Okay. By invite only. Okay. At Bellworks, New Jersey. Okay. We got Anthony Algana. We've got Robin Wilson with Social Grenade, the best social aspect that you could put into your store, bang for buck, to actually start engaging, connecting, and selling people on social media. Okay. So, guys, that one's coming up, and that's June 3rd and 4th? Okay, June 3rd and 4th in New Jersey. Okay, right down the street from the best football team in the country, the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, so you'll be able to get a chance if you wanted to just go see some speakers, and then on your way home, maybe you fly out of Philly, go see that Super Bowl champions. Okay, go Birds. Okay, you'll get an opportunity for that. But that one's going to be great. Brand new format, 2-day event instead of one. Okay, we've got speakers, panels, engagement. And when I say personalities and excitement, I mean, guys, you're going to put Anthony Algana, Robin Wilson, and myself in the same room. I'm going to be 100% honest. Okay, listen, they might want to hide every coffee machine within 20 miles of that place. Okay, because it's going to be electric. So, again, another opportunity for you to network, learn. Okay, you don't want to sign up for something? Don't sign up. Okay, come learn. Okay, come learn, see what's happening, see how you can get better, and then tell yourself, you're like, you know what? I don't think this can help me. If that's the case, don't do it. If it does, if you think it can help you, let's go. Okay, today's the day, March 25th or 26th. Okay, don't let the next 5 days go by and you're still thinking about how you're going to attack used cars. Don't let the next 5 days go by and figure out, how am I going to sell more cars this year? How am I going to have an up year rather than a down year? Because I kept thinking about stuff rather than acting on stuff. Okay, risk comes in all forms. Everyone says, well, Daryl, it's really risky to get a consultant like you or to attack acquisition. You're right. It's 100% risky. You know what's just as risky? Having a down year and wondering where you're going to get your next job. Because when you get fired for not creating growth or staying stagnant or being analytical and overthinking, that's risky too. Okay. There's risks everywhere we go, guys. But you know what? I've always kind of put it into the world of, I rather risk it going for it, okay, and trying to improve. I'm sorry, I said trying, making the attempt and improving or doing my best to get there than sitting around and hoping something happens. Right? We've all heard it. Right? Something in one hand and something in another hand, and see which one fills up faster. Right? Well, if you put hope in one hand and action in another, I promise you, this hand is going to end up empty all the time. This hand's going to end up full. So I really wanted to do that, to kind of just jump on here, kind of figure out what everyone's thinking about tariffs. And unfortunately, it's a big bust for me, guys, because no one wanted to jump in here. I sent the invite on 4 different platforms, and nobody wanted to click the link to jump in. Tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm like a kook or anything else, or just chop it up about the industry, which is kind of amazing because I thought for sure someone would want to get in here and discuss it. Let's see, we're going to just put this on pause for a minute. We're going to see if we can't get someone in here to get some engagement. Let's go. Let's go like this. We're going to invite some people. Just give me a minute, guys. We're going to see if we can't make this more interesting. You don't always need to hear me talk. Let's get some other people in here. Here we go. Let's get this guy. You know what they say, right? If they won't come to the mountain, you bring the mountain to them. You know what I'm saying? So let's get after it. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, let's see if we can get her. Let's get some dynamic opinions on here. Let's see if I can get one of the most engaging people I know on here. Okay. There's a few people. What's everyone doing right now? Let's get some friends in here. Let's see how many people are brave enough to get on a live event. All right, let's see who's responded. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna see. We got some people that actually engaged with the text message, right? We had to figure out how we were gonna get them in here, right? So, all right, remove from studio. Let's make sure that this link works. Let's just make sure. Perfect. All right, it does. Okay. So we're gonna give it a few minutes, okay? But while we're waiting, okay, anyone that's thinking you want to comment in there, it's okay to comment too. You can like troll me and say like, Daryl, you're dumb. Like that's okay. I love it. Right? All press is good press. Okay. So what are we doing this weekend? What movies? Okay, so we're gonna get a quick jump in from Jordan Cox. That's all right. Let's go. He says he's got to make it fast. We're gonna let these guys jump in there. There we go. We got one. Here comes Jordan. There he is, Jordan Cox, man.
What's up, dude? Daryl, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, everybody, Jordan Cox. He's only got a few minutes, but hey, Jordan, we were just talking about game changers. We were just going through the schedule of all the events, and I wanted people to see the man, the mission, that's going on, and like, all the excitement that comes from it. So, you guys, this is Jordan. Okay, Jordan. He's part of this Game Changers event. I'm going to tell you, it was awesome. It was great. A lot of different content, and the part after the baseball game after, guys, is the coolest thing because you're networking now, so we can just talk. We can just talk like, hey, what's going on?
It's just conversations. That's all it is. It's simple.
Yeah, and there's no pitching. Like if you're interested, great, but it's about like trying to figure out where everyone can help each other and just learning new people, new ideas, right? It's just an exchange of ideas.
Well, what I love about it too, so like perfect example, like you know what I'm about to say too, is that at the Game Changer seminar, there was a moment where someone walked in and said, "Hey, I'm trying to do better at used car management." It was a used car manager, obviously, and I was like, "Hey, you're in the right place, and also you need to meet Daryl. You need to listen to Daryl. By the way, let me connect you through text message." He's like, "Dude, you're gonna do that for me?" I'm like, "Of course, dude. Like that's kind of what I'm here for." But like, I just love connecting the right people together so they can talk about the right stuff and they can all get value from each other. Which is like, dude, you are perfect for that, Daryl. Your workshop, connecting with people, networking, all that stuff.
No, I appreciate that, but I just thought it was great, like how there was different things. Like if you're there for used cars, great. If you're there, AI,
exactly.
That's the ultimate
different
buzzword,
sectors.
Right? Buzzword. You had CTV with Brett Hall, which is a unique and dynamic thing with OTT at the top.
Customer experience and technology with Allison, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All that.
So I just thought it was great. I wanted to get a few people on here, just quick jump ins of. I think this is the new way to learn, right? And it's not nothing again. Listen, guys, I don't want to like crap on NADA or these big events. But when you have 40 to 50 people, it just becomes you can actually like engage and like you're not racing around trying to find like
they don't care that they're there. That's intentional. It's conversation that way.
and then getting to know people on a personal level. I mean, Brett brought his wife and kids. Other people
Yeah,
brought their
exactly.
spouses, and it was just a really cool thing of getting to know them, like where it goes.
Well,
So
perfect example too. Like just like you said, there were people that work at a dealership that brought their wife, that brought their family, like one or two people, like just to be a part of it.
yeah.
And like there was guys that were walking with their wife to the event, and they know it's a training and they know it's a workshop style, but they care about it and they want to be there and make it more intimate and make it more family based. So like I love that.
Well, and I also thought part of that too was like, could you imagine, right? And I'm not saying that they come or they don't come, but like where you see that family or your wife or anything else, and they go like this, they're supporting you in that, and they want to understand like what you're learning and everything else.
Yeah.
So that they like, oh, I didn't realize there was all this stuff. Like it's also kind of a cool thing for other people to be involved, right? It was just a
Yeah, to
unique
see that.
and I can't wait till
Exactly.
the next one. And I think
Yeah.
all the areas in the country are fantastic.
Yeah.
But I just wanted you to jump on real quick, give you your flowers.
Appreciate you, dude.
You guys are doing great, and I will see you soon. But you guys, everybody, give a shout out to Jordan Cox and Jason Harris. They're great.
Appreciate you,
And,
Daryl. Love you, man.
we will talk to you soon, buddy.
Awesome. Appreciate you. See ya.
All right, guys, that's Jordan Cox, man. That guy, I'm telling you, the guy is all time. Okay, all time. Okay, really love it. He's a good guy, and they created this event, and it's kind of the coolest thing that I've seen, because when you create that intimate experience, you get to actually learn a lot of questions. I'll tell you a little bit about my training, because there were some people that were speakers, right? They're telling you about stuff that's changing in the market. So it's hard to question because it's new technology. Mine, it's more of engaging. I'm going to ask you questions. And if you don't want to answer questions, that's okay. I'll pick on you. And so there was people that they didn't want to say they were a dealer. They want to say, like, no, let's talk about what you're struggling with. What are you doing well? The 3 questions we started with. What do you do? What's working? What do we need to fix? And what do we need to eliminate? And give them real actionable insights that whether you hire me or not, you come there for the 45 minutes that I'm talking, and you're going to leave with at least 2 or 3 things that you can go put in your store right now. Now, are they going to work as well when you go on your own? Maybe, maybe not. Are you going to be able to do all the things that's required? Probably not. But if you can do 2 or 3 things better than you did yesterday, isn't that what it's all about? Like, isn't that what we're achieving? Is how do we get better at one thing every day? Like at the end of the day, right? That's really all it's about. Like, I don't need to be the best at everything. What do I have to do? I just got to get better at 1 or 2 things. Like every time that I go learn something, I input it in, I improve. Right. So it was a really good opportunity to be able to do that. We're waiting for the next person to jump on here. Let's see what happens. We don't know who we're going to get. I sent an invite out to 8 people via text. They all said they all said that they were going to do it, but they see it. All right, putting the kids to bed. Oh yeah, it is late out there. Okay, on for 20 more minutes. Okay, we'll see if anyone jumps on in the next. What do we got? Call it 20 minutes. Otherwise, if no one jumps on in the next 5 to 7 minutes, we're going to wrap it up. But I thought it'd be great, right? It's 7:00. It's Wednesday evening, 7:00 Denver time. So what are we in? Mountain Central? No, we're in Mountain time. So thought it'd be like, hey, let's just kind of give a wrap up for the end of the evening. So it was one of those things that, just thinking about it though, with the 5 days left, man, what if you thought about it, right? Like, you just started a job, you just started a new position. What could you do if you only had 5 days left to make a paycheck? Right? It's really interesting. You think 5 days, oh man, it's not a lot of time, but man, if you only had 5 days, what could you do? What could you change? What could you put into play? What could you put into action? These are all interesting questions, and these are the thought-provoking things that I always think about, because it's like we always wait till the last moment, and then we try to rush. What if we took all 31 days or 30 days or 28 days on those months in February? And we said, no, we're going to be intentful every single day. And that's why I look at this and go, we have 5 days left, guys, and we could actually get your used cars and attack acquisition in 5 days better than you've done the last 26 with the right plan, with the right coaching, with the right strategy, with the right conversations, hell, the right questions being asked of you to make you start thinking in a different way to get different results. Because at the end of the day, as we put this up here, and we're going to drop it back up here, only because I want to make sure that we constantly are talking about this, is this right here. Here we go. Is do we want to, are we going to break the status quo? Right? We all know the definition of insanity, right? Is doing the exact same thing and expecting different results. Why are we continuing to do the status quo? I want everyone out there, okay, in the social views, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everybody that's seeing this. And I want you to just like, by yourself, don't make it look weird, okay, is raise your hand, okay, if you like being average. I mean, seriously, do you really like being average? Like, does that feel good to you? Be like, yeah, I'm just average. Maybe you're a little bit below average. I've never heard anyone saying like this, man, I feel so good that I'm average, that I'm just, Let's ask it a different way. How many of you guys like a warm glass of milk? Like, who wants just like room temperature milk? Like, I mean, if I had to, I would drink it. I'm definitely not begging for it, right? No one wants to be average, guys. We have to break free from the status quo. We have to stop doing things we know aren't working. And when I say that, I want to really clarify that statement. Okay, shout out to Epic BDC. Beverly, she just commented. Okay, absolutely phenomenal group over there. Shasta, Beverly, Robin, is they created that card for me right there next to my logo. Is why continuing what doesn't work? Now, I'm not saying, okay, that what you're doing, okay, is ineffective or it's not like it's bad. But if you know it's not getting you where you want to be, it's not working to your goal, to your plan, it's just keeping the status quo, it's just barely keeping you above the water, why on God's green earth would you work that hard to tread water? If I'm going to work that hard, I want to be like one of those badass water polo players that, like, when they kick their legs, they come like 7 feet out of the pool. It looks like they're defying gravity. Like, now that's above average. And it, like, for water polo guys, no, I'm below average. I'm below average. Like, if you put me in there and make me tread water for an hour, I'm going to the bottom. I'm never coming out of the water. So, but it's like, why do we continue doing what we know is not getting us where we want to go? It's not working. But raise your hand. Actually, walk around and just see what happens. And you just keep your hand raised in the air. And when people say, what are you doing? Saying, I just wanted to raise my hand. I want everyone to know that I'm raising my hand because I like being average. Just walk around and see what happens. Right? They're laughing at you. They ain't laughing with you. Right? So it's like we have the opportunity to do these things. Whether it be, hey guys, you don't want to attack used cars. You just want better engagement. Okay? You'll see in the comments, look, Robin and Beverly are both in there. Hit them up right now and say, hey, I need better engagement. They'll show you all about Social Grenade. And I promise you right now, you get that in your store. Listen, find him on Facebook, LinkedIn. I don't know where he's at. Is it James or Jimmy? This guy's got his own testimonial about this, and he'll tell you he's only doing like 60% of what they tell him to do. And this guy's already increased his output by like 100%. And he knows it because they put him on a plan. And he knows that he's still got to get better at it. And he's already crushing it when he hasn't even executed the whole plan. There's some smart people out there, guys. There's some smart people with some ways that you can actually take control and make more money, do better in your career, move your way up. And we're sitting on our ass thinking about it, wallowing in being average, hoping that Zeus throws down some thunderbolt of luck that's going to change the market to where we don't have to work hard and make really good money. It just isn't going to happen. We have to get out of that status quo and say the moment we get comfortable, okay, we have to then do something different. If it's comfortable, we got to change it. I didn't say destroy it. Don't do like corporations do. Okay? Don't sit there and once you get comfortable, they're like, oh, we got to break the whole thing so we look like we're doing something. No. Don't be a corporate type of mindset. You get comfortable in it, think about how you push it one step further to take a little bit more risk to level up. I don't need to break the whole thing down. I just need to put myself a little bit more uncomfortable to level up one more level. Okay? And what ends up happening is you push yourself and you thought, oh, I'd never be able to do this. I can't do this. All the excuses, like David Jenkins said on that entry call we were talking about earlier. You got to stop the excuses. You go like this. If I can just level up one more deal this month than last month, I'm going to have to do some things that it's harder than what I had to do before. Once you do it, you realize, guess what? You were able to do it. So all that was standing in your way was thoughts and feelings, not facts. Because the fact is, once you put the effort in, you got it done. Like Beverly just said right there, you just have to do the damn thing, right? I mean, I couldn't say it better than that. So we got to make sure we give her a highlight for that. You just have to do the damn thing, right? Make the decision. Get started. Okay, everybody's leaving me on red now. No one wants to join in here, okay, and like make this even more entertaining. I got this big meeting tomorrow, you guys. I'm gonna have no voice because you guys are making me hold this whole conversation. Robin, where are you at, man? We get you on here, man. I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna electrify the internet. I was trying to get my cousin in here. He went to the Game Changers event. He's not in the car business. I wanted to get his insight just for you guys to kind of see it. Let's see if he's gonna jump in here because he thought it was really interesting. It was kind of like when you had family going in there. Let's see. Are you getting on here? Because again, you get different insights from different people. Did they learn something? What they think about it? How did what they leave with, right? How many people get influenced by what we do in our everyday lives that have nothing to do with the auto industry? So if we can get him in here, even if it's for a couple minutes, I'd love to just say, hey man, when you were in there, did you learn anything? What do you think of the car business before, and what do you think of it after? Do you think we're doing a good job or a bad job, right? You get these questions, these insights, and all of a sudden it's kind of like, wow, it's kind of an interesting deal, right? So again, we have to break free from the status quo. We have to, let's see. Oh, yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about, technology. He was looking on the gram. I don't think I put the link on the gram. I could put the link on the gram though. Oh, that's right. I forgot. You know what? Big shout out. I forgot. Two of my favorite people are down there. See, but you had to put that out there. You had to remind me that I'm in Denver, Colorado. They're in Costa Rica. Fuel the jet, people. I'm on my way. Okay. Costa Rica. I mean, let's get real. Turn the computer off, okay, and go get another rum concoction of some kind. Okay. I mean, good Lord. You can't find anything nicer than Costa Rica, especially this time of year. Enjoy that, ladies down there. I know that you guys have been working towards that goal. And listen, you guys are getting one step closer, getting to where you want to be. That's fantastic. So I'm going to go to Switzerland and freeze my ass off here in 10 days and with my wife. So I'm going to it's going to be great. Okay. Every picture is going to be like this. Because we thought it was going to be 70 degrees. Now we've been told it's going to be like 40 degrees and then 20 degrees when we hike up the Matterhorn. We're actually going to go to the real Matterhorn, not the one at Disney. Okay, the actual mountain. Okay, we're going to hike up that thing to the viewpoint. It's going to be pretty fun. I love hiking. Okay, so we're going to have to bring a slightly different apparel to do this hike. But, that's okay. When in Rome, be Roman, do it once, and do it all the way. So let's see. All right, we've only got a few more minutes here, guys, and then we're going to wrap it up. But see if we can't get anybody else on here. I think now they've all gotten shy. They all shut it down. Let's see. Come on. Here we go. We're going to chance it on. And let's just keep hitting them with question marks and question marks. So let's see who's coming on next. Let's see. And snow. Yep, snow. There will be snow there. Lots of it. Gonna have to get some snowshoes. Now I'm gonna have to bring a jacket. I was gonna hike in just a light shirt and hiking pants, and now I'm gonna have to like probably get a real jacket and some snowshoes because I don't want to like sink in every time I take a step. And maybe we only get halfway up and then we take the gondola. I don't know, but I definitely want to go hiking up the Matterhorn just because. I mean, it's super cool. Plus, we just bought the Norder Track, whatever it is, tread climber, the one that does 40 degrees. And on there, it actually has the Matterhorn, so you can do like the beginner, where it like slows it down, intermediate, and then hard. And so my wife and I have been doing different levels of that, and there's like 8 stages of it, so that you're not like doing the whole thing at once, so that we could train to see kind of what the elevation looks like and what we're going to have to hike through or like walk through. So again, it was on a TV screen, so it's not real life, but at least gives you an idea what to look out for and waypoints. So we're pretty excited about that. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. But let's see. I guess I put the link on the wrong thing because I guess I got to put it on Instagram next time. For everybody that was looking for it on Instagram, I apologize. It's so hard to do a live event on Instagram because I have to go get a stupid key from them every time to plug it in for this thing to go live. And it's just easier to go live on Facebook and then share across. But next time I'll make sure I put the key in there so that it activates Instagram as well. So we'll see if we get anybody else. We've got 8 more minutes. And we'll see if anyone flips in here. It's going to be my luck that at like 57 minutes into this thing, 3 people are going to jump into this, and it's going to be pure chaos. So it's going to be great. Let's see, who can we get in there? While we're waiting, let's give a 5-minute subject, okay? Because I'm going to make sure I repost this after it goes live, and then I'm doing an article on this anyway. But let's get some responses and let's get some feedback on what do we think about, because this is going to be a kind of a series of talking about things. And I know some of these people watching it and commenting definitely have opinions on this and valid ones. What do we think about companies restricting or not embracing their employees in the social medium, podcasts, talking about things, putting it out there, speaking about the culture? Like, am I the only one that thinks that is not only archaic, but just shows just how closed off your culture is when you tell people, reprimand people, or give people a hard time about being like what they post on social, what they do outside of work, what they do if they're on a podcast or if they do an interview and they're like, oh, you're not supposed to speak on. Listen, if you have a great culture, do some training on how to have a conversation if you're worried about that. But you should never be worried about someone talking about what they do and everything else. Because if they're talking bad about you, it's your fault. People don't talk bad about jobs that take care of them. They don't talk bad about jobs that pay them well. They don't talk bad about jobs, and they don't even want to imply anything bad about jobs that value them as an employee. So if you're really worried about that and you're trying to restrict that or you're trying to censor that, yeah, I said that word because dealing with a situation right now that's borderline censorship. I just think that is a real black eye on like culture in today of I want to embrace everyone. I want to embrace every employee. I want to know you personally. I want to know you how you feel about your job. I want you bragging about it. I want you talking about it. I want people to know what you do. I want you to stand tall, chest up when you say what you do. I don't want you hiding away from what you do. And in the auto industry, I think that's what we see. Like, I see a lot of people, social media, podcasts, interviews, they don't ever talk about what they do. They'll talk about what they're into and their hobbies. They don't ever want to talk about who they work for or brag them up or do any of that. Why? Man, let's take better care of our people. Let's give them an outlet. Let's empower them to talk about what we do. Let's put the passion back into the conversation. And I'm gonna do a whole series on this because I'm curious. I might be wrong on this. Maybe I'm out my skull crazy on this whole view. I just don't understand why we don't want people talking about what they do, and we're like, oh, nope, you can't put that there in the public. You can't talk about this. You can't talk about that. Listen, I want you to talk about everything. If this is how you look at it, and if you hear someone say something too that like, hey, that's not what we're about, and they said something, they put it on social, then sit down with them, have a conversation, and correct the understanding. Like teach them like, hey, you obviously there's a misunderstanding. You thought it was this. We actually do things this way. Okay. And so that they can understand, like maybe they just interpret it the wrong way. Right. It's, like interpretation, that's a crazy thing, man. It happens all the time. So let's not sit there and censor people and hold them back. Let's make sure that we give them the ability, the power, the education to have an intelligent conversation and really boost you out there in front of other people while they're talking to their network. Word of mouth is still the strongest form of advertising. By the way, that's not just for sales. That's still your company brand. Guys, did you see that video the other day? Gary V? I love Gary V. God, he's so great. He just does not give a shit what anyone thinks. He's my hero. But he's talking about the Nike shoe, and he's like, guys, this is a commodity. It's nothing. The brand is the swoosh, right? Like the swoosh, right? Which then you like the swoosh. So then you buy the shoe, you buy the this, you buy that. And it's like, what's your brand? Right? Your brand is influenced by people, how they talk about it. And that kind of correlates to dealerships because we always say, oh, I'm a Dodge store. No, you're not. What's the name of your store? Oh, it's Smith Dodge. Okay, then your brand is Smith. Really generic brand, but okay, let's go with it. You need to build up the Smith brand. The car you sell is the commodity. Who they engage with, that's the brand. Okay? And you need to understand that because you want people talking about, oh man, over at Smith. Not at the Dodge store. Over at Smith, I'm going to tell you, man, this is the greatest job ever. They take care of their people. We get paid pretty good. I probably even get paid more if I work harder. Like, you want them talking about that to whoever will listen. I don't care what you sell. What do you do? What do you stand for? What do your people think you stand for? And then let them get out there. Do you know what social media really is? Podcasts, social media, OTTs, all this stuff. It's a megaphone for your brand. And the only one you want talking to it is a talking head that tells people what you want them to know, but not what's really happening. People know that's fake. The only thing you want them to see is manufacturer posts. Yeah, fake. They know it's fake. Everyone gets the same crap. You want to take all those people, all those soldiers, and put a megaphone in their hand and then scream your brand out there and let people know you're it. What you do, how you do it, and why other people should be part of it. Don't censor them. Don't hold them down. Okay? Empower them. Put them to work. Teach them how to be more than just a peg on the board. Then you can see real change. That would be a great step in the right direction of breaking the status quo. Are you ready to do something that provocative, that innovative, that dynamic? All right, that might be too much for today. Let's just start with used cars. That can't possibly be as hard as teaching all these people how to engage with social media. See what I did there? I figured I had to because no one else would jump on. Damn it. I thought for sure I'd get some people on here. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We've got 2 minutes left. So what I want you guys to do, we're going to replay this thing. As soon as it posts, we're going to repost it everywhere. I'll even get it into Instagram with a link. Is we want you guys to think about what do you think is working, right? Everybody out there in business industry, not just the automotive, okay? Everyone sees this across LinkedIn. All my network will see it across Facebook. Please share this, you guys. The best thing you could do for me, if you don't comment, is share it. Let's get it out into all kinds of different degrees of operation. But what do you think is working really well in the auto industry? In your opinion, what is working well? When you see it, TV, radio, in person, whatever you think it may be, what is something you think every single store needs to improve on today? They need to take an action on this and start doing better on it. And more importantly, what should the auto industry as a whole eliminate today? I would love to see comments, whether they're in my feed, someone else's feed, shared feed, send them to me directly. I think this would be a great conversation for not only a panel, but some kind of study to where we could actually see what does the consumer brand or other people in the industry think, and let's see how much of this jives together. Or listen, is there just a wide array of things of what people think are working and not working? Okay, so keep in mind, okay, we're going to sit there and constantly challenge the status quo, okay, because it's street smarts, right? And I know I have my SmartWolf logo up, so let's go ahead and pop the other one up because we are on the Street Smarts podcast. I just was doing some stuff earlier. So Street Smart powered by SmartWolf, okay? We are taking it to the streets to find out what's going on. Questions get asked of me. We have conversations. I bring them to you, and we're not letting anyone off the hook. So if you want to be on the podcast, okay, and I want you on here, okay, I've got plenty of spots available. Obviously, it'll take a little while for it to come out because we've already done quite a few of these, but we want to have you on there for your opinion, okay, is when you come on, we don't rehearse. We're going to ask questions. We're going to ask the tough questions. We're going to make it happen. And we're going to find out what's happening out in the streets and how do we make it and bring it back into the business. Okay, we're also going to find out how you feel, what you think, and how we can get better every single day. But we want to hear from you. I don't care if you work for a corporation, you work for a public company, you work for yourself, you work for a store, salespeople, GMs. Let's chop it up. Let's learn from each other. Let's attack the real issues, not just the stuff people want us to hear. This is Daryl Seed signing off from a fantastic episode of Street Smarts powered by SmartWolf Consulting. Have a great night, guys.